The female neighbor across the hall was an incredibly alluring and beautiful woman. All the men in the building were captivated by her, except for my husband, who treated her with complete disdain. But when the elevator plummeted, he completely forgot about me and our daughter, spinning around to embrace her tightly. So tightly, as if he wanted to press her into his very body. My husband Ethan Stone and I were both professors at the same university. He taught history, I taught philosophy. Ethan was refined and steady, serious and meticulous in his work, with clean and tidy living habits, and quite skilled at housework. I had delicate features and a gentle temperament, usually favoring a simple, understated style, and loved raising cats and tending to plants. Our backgrounds, educational experiences, and values were remarkably similar and compatible. In 4 years of marriage, we'd never had a single fight, living a simple and orderly life. Simple breakfasts in the morning, and in the evening I'd prep ingredients while he cooked. After dinner, we'd take our 3-year-old daughter Emma downstairs for walks, then retreat to our respective spaces. Reading and writing, or discussing and exchanging ideas. The neighbors in our building all respected us, politely addressing us as Professor Stone and Professor Gray. Ethan was kind to everyone and tolerant of everything, except for one person whose words and behavior he viewed with utter contempt. Our neighbor across the hall, Scarlett Summers. Objectively speaking, Scarlett was an extremely beautiful woman. She had striking features and a curvaceous figure, usually sporting curled hair and red lips, always dressed in tight-fitting clothes that hugged her hips. Every movement exuded an enchanting allure. In the hallway and elevator, if she had just passed through, you could always smell a strong perfume scent. At such times, our daughter Emma would say in her sweet little voice, "It smells so good. I can smell Aunt Scarlett." Ethan would frown slightly and snort through his nose, clearly disgusted by this air contaminated with chemicals. This building housed quite a few single men, and Scarlett had an outgoing personality. We often heard her chatting and laughing with other male neighbors as they exited the elevator. Once, when we returned from our walk and reached the elevator area, Scarlett was having an animated conversation with a neighbor from the 6th floor. After everyone exchanged greetings, we waited for the elevator together. Ethan looked slightly impatient, standing alone at a distance. Scarlett ran her fingers through her hair and murmured softly to the neighbor, "Ugh, this new shampoo I'm using is terrible, my hair keeps falling out." The neighbor laughed. "Looks good to me." "How is it good?" "Smells nice." Scarlett made a dismissive sound and glanced inadvertently toward where Ethan was standing. Ethan stood straight against the wall corner, expressionless. When exiting the elevator, Scarlett's high heel twisted, and she tumbled toward Ethan's direction, her face landing squarely against his chest, leaving 2 bright red lipstick marks on his white shirt. Sorry, Professor Stone. I had a few drinks outside and felt dizzy, couldn't keep my balance." Ethan pressed his lips together without responding, his expression clearly displeased. Scarlett immediately looked embarrassed, obviously never having received such cold treatment from a man before. Seeing this, I smiled and asked, "Are you going to be okay at home by yourself?" Scarlett ran her fingers through her hair, revealing a bitter smile. "No choice. My husband is always away on business trips, can't count on him. I really envy you two being together every day with such a good relationship. I wish my husband could be like Professor Stone." After we got home, Ethan unusually didn't sit down to read but went to take a shower first. I was absorbed in my book for quite a while before he emerged from the bathroom with wet hair. I looked up, somewhat surprised. "You were in there a long time." He dried his hair with a towel and gave a brief mm. "I don't like having that scent on me." Ethan and I were excellent research partners. Philosophy and history naturally had many overlapping areas, and we occasionally had academic discussions during our reading time. Once, when discussing the Tao Te Ching, I slowly petted the cat in my lap and asked him, "You've always believed that virtuous people should embrace all things. Why are you so particularly harsh toward Scarlett?" He was silent for 2 seconds, then his face showed a hint of mockery. "Ryan is out there working hard to support the family, yet she, as his wife, behaves in ways that don't consider her husband's dignity. I'm not saying women are sources of trouble, but history has taught us countless times that some indeed are." I couldn't help but laugh a little. Ryan Clark was Ethan's college roommate. Because of their good relationship, they had deliberately bought apartments in the same building. A year ago, Ryan got married back home and moved in with Scarlett. Shortly after the wedding, Ryan was assigned to Europe for 2 years, leaving his wife behind. Although I thought Ethan's words were somewhat extreme, he was indeed stubborn about certain things. After that incident, Scarlett became